Okay, let's dive in. We all have our daily routines, wake up, maybe splash some water on your face, brush teeth, shower.
The basics.
Right, the essentials. We figure we're doing okay, keeping clean and healthy. But what if there are these crucial areas actually on our bodies that most of us just completely miss?
Little blind spots.
Exactly. Blind spots in our personal care that, well, the source material for this deep dive suggests could be impacting our health, our vitality, especially as we get older.
It's quite a thought, isn't it? That something so, fundamental like daily hygiene could have these big ripple effects beyond just feeling clean.
Yeah.
Affecting energy, immune system, circulation, maybe even, contributing to a healthier, longer life.
Yeah.
The sources we're looking at today, they really highlight these neglected spots.
And that's our mission for this deep dive. Unpack what these sources are revealing about these habits and, I guess, the why behind it all, why they matter so much. The sources focus on 5 specific body parts most people apparently overlook, and just a few minutes a day on them could bring some serious health benefits.
And you might be surprised by the list. We're talking about the tongue, feet, armpits, the nose, and even the belly button.
The belly button, seriously. Okay, that one's definitely surprising already. Let's start where the source material does with the tongue. I mean, we use it all the time, but clean it, really, beyond brushing.
Well, most people just think taste, speech, that's it, right? You brush your teeth, maybe give the tongue a quick swipe with the brush, if that.
Yeah, if that.
But the sources make this really good point. Your tongue is a surface. Think of a kitchen counter. It collects stuff, grime, bacteria, tiny food bits. If you never wipe down your counter, well, you'd have a mess.
And the source explains why that buildup is more than just, a bit gross.
It really does. What's kind of eye-opening is the sheer amount of microbial life there. Your tongue can apparently host over 700 different types of microorganisms. Yeah. Now, many are fine, harmless. But if you get a big buildup of the less friendly kinds, that can cause problems. The source points out that harmful bacteria aren't just stuck in your mouth.
No,
they can actually slip into your bloodstream, maybe through tiny cuts or if your gums are inflamed.
Okay, and that's where the link to bigger health issues comes in, according to the sources.
Exactly. The research connects poor tongue hygiene to increased risks for things like heart disease, complications if you have diabetes, and even respiratory infections.
That's pretty significant.
It is. And beyond those major links, that sort of coating on your tongue, it dulls your sense of taste, which, especially as you get older, can really take the joy out of eating.
I never thought about that connection.
And it can weaken your immune response overall. Plus, it's a major cause of chronic bad breath, halitosis.
The source used an analogy, didn't it? Something about an air filter.
Right. Like the filter in your furnace, or AT.
Yeah.
If you never clean it, it gets clogged, right? And the air quality in your house goes down. Your tongue's kind of like that first filter for everything going into your body through your mouth.
Okay, the why is definitely clear now. So how do the sources say we should be cleaning it?
It's actually pretty simple and quick. The main thing is a tongue scraper. The material really pushes this, saying it's way more effective than just brushing the tongue.
Okay.
And they're cheap. You just gently scrape from the back towards the front, maybe 3 or 4 passes. You'll literally see the gunk it pulls off.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah. Then just rinse your mouth with water or maybe an antibacterial mouthwash just to clear it all away.
And timing. When's best?
Morning's key. Before you eat or drink anything, that gets rid of everything that built up overnight. At night, you can do it again, maybe a bit lighter, a bit slower. As the source mentions, the tongue might be more sensitive then. The
sources shared some stories, which I liked. Linda, 67, apparently got her sense of taste back, really vibrant flavors. And Theodore, 71, had bad breath for ages, and it just vanished in 2 weeks.
Those little anecdotes really drive it home, don't they? Shows how knocking down that bacterial load can directly help your immune system and, get rid of bad breath really noticeably.
Are there any, downsides? Things to be careful about?
Well, if you have a sensitive gag reflex, the source suggests maybe starting further forward on the tongue, like mid-tongue, and then gradually working your way back as you get used to it.
Okay.
And just, pay attention. If your tongue is persistently sore or you see white patches you can't scrape off or any weird discoloration, the advice is definitely see a doctor. It could signal something else going on.
Fascinating. Such a small thing takes seconds, but big potential payoff. Okay, let's go from the top down to the literal foundation. Our feet. The source material really hammers home how important they are. Calls
the foundation of a house. That's a quote from Dr. Emma Harris in the material. Makes sense, right? If the base is shaky, the whole structure suffers. And yet, foot care, often dead last on the list. Maybe a quick rinse in the shower.
If that. Maybe some lotion sometime.
Exactly. But neglecting your feet, the source has warned, can lead to a whole cascade of problems. Infections, nerve damage, neuropathy, which is a big deal, especially for diabetics.
Right.
Poor circulation, balance problems, which increases fall risk, swelling, chronic pain. I mean, think about it. Each foot has 26 bones, 33 joints, over 100 muscles, tendons, ligaments. That's a quarter of your body's bones right there.
A quarter? Wow.
Yeah. And as we age, circulation tends to slow down naturally, and the feet are often the first place to really show those effects.
So they're not just holding us up. They're kind of like an early warning system, like dashboard lights in a car?
That's a great way to put it. The source points out exactly that. Your feet can show signs of bigger problems elsewhere, like swelling or toes that are always cold. Could be circulation issues, maybe cardiovascular stuff, redness, paleness, weird skin changes. Could point towards diabetes or nerve damage, aching, burning sensations. That could be neuropathy starting. So that daily check becomes really vital, especially to prevent serious complications if you have diabetes.
Okay, so given all that, what's the right daily care routine look like, according to the source?
Starts with washing them, but like intentionally. Not just letting the shower water run over them. Use a soft washcloth, mild soap every day. Get the tops, soles, sides, and this is crucial, really get between the toes. The source compares it to cleaning blinds. You got to clean each slat individually.
Good analogy.
And use warm water, not hot. Hot water dries out the skin too much. Oh, and if standing is tough, the source suggests sitting down. Makes it easier to reach everywhere properly.
And you mentioned washing is only half of it. Drying is super important, but often skipped.
Oh, absolutely critical. The source uses another good analogy. Washing dishes, but stacking them wet. What happens?
Mold, bacteria, ugh.
Exactly. Leaving feet damp, especially between those toes, is just asking for bacteria and fungus. Thomas, 73 in the source material, got a nasty fungal infection between his toes just because he wasn't drying properly.
Okay, so how do you dry them right?
Soft, clean towel. Maybe even have a dedicated foot towel, the source suggests, to avoid spreading germs.
Good idea.
Then meticulously dry every part. Pay extra attention between the toes. Dab gently but firmly. Don't rub like crazy. Just lift the moisture off without irritating the skin. Goal is completely dry. No dampness left.
And then moisturizer, but with a catch.
Yes. Skin naturally loses moisture as we age, right? Can lead to cracks, especially on the heels. So after they're totally dry, apply a little moisturizer to the tops and soles. Keep skin supple.
Okay.
And this is the big, but never put lotion between your toes.
Ah, right. Traps moisture.
Exactly. Undoes all your careful drying, encourages fungus. So it's this balancing act.
Yeah.
Hydrate the main surfaces, keep the spaces between the toes bone dry.
And the final piece is that daily check-in.
Yeah, think of it as your daily foundation inspection. Just take a moment, look them over. Any new discoloration, redness, dark spots, any areas that are just constantly sore, cuts or cracks that aren't healing, swelling, cold toes, any tingling or burning. The source is really clear. Don't ignore weird signs. See a doctor.
The benefits make so much sense when you lay it all out like that. Preventing infections, yeah, but also better balance, mobility. Like Thomas feeling stronger after sorting his feet out. Healthier skin, too.
What really impacts how you connect with the ground, how you move through your whole day.
Yeah.
It's foundational, literally.
Okay, from the foundation up to the armpits. The source material says this is another area we kind of gloss over.
The armpits, yeah. Most people just think sweat, odor, deodorant. Job done.
But there's more going on there, according to the source.
Oh, much more. It's not just about sweat. Armpits are major hubs for lymph nodes. Like over 20 in each one.
20? Wow.
Yeah. And these nodes are vital. They filter toxins, drain waste, support your whole immune system. So if you neglect hygiene there, you get build-up sweat, bacteria, dead skin.
Right.
That clogs pores, causes irritation, rashes, and yeah, that persistent odor. The source even mentions that residue from things like antiperspirants can build up, potentially trapping stuff and maybe contributing to inflammation in those lymph nodes.
And clogged pores can get painful, right? Like abscesses.
Exactly. Helen Carter, quoted in the source, calls the armpits a natural drainage system. If that gets backed up, your body's cleaning process isn't working as well.
Okay, so how does the source say to care for this natural drainage system properly?
Well, start in the shower with warm water. Helps open pores a bit. Use a soft washcloth or maybe a gentle sponge. The skin's delicate there, so no harsh scrubbing.
Gentle motions.
Yeah, gentle but thorough, like circular, up and down, side to side. Think like polishing crystal, the source suggests. Get all the buildup off. And use a mild fragrance-free soap. Harsh stuff can mess up the skin's balance.
And rinsing, just like with the feet, is key.
Absolutely crucial. Leftover soap residue is a common cause of dryness and itching, according to the source. Rinse really, really well until the water runs totally clear. Olivia, 65, in the source, had recurring rashes that cleared up just by switching to mild soap and rinsing properly.
Simple fix. And drying again. Same importance.
Just as vital. Damp armpits. Perfect breeding ground for bacteria and fungi. Leads to irritation, redness, rashes, clogged pores, bumps, even ingrown hairs or infections.
So proper drying technique?
Gently pat dry. Soft, clean towel. Again, maybe a dedicated one. The source also adds a little tip. Let your armpits air dry for a moment before putting on deodorant.
Oh, interesting.
It lets the skin fully dry and cool down. Can actually help your deodorant work better, apparently.
Huh. And the source mentioned broader health impacts beyond just freshness.
Yeah, because of all those lymph nodes. The material really stresses that good armpit hygiene isn't just about smelling nice. It's a small way to support your lymphatic system, your body's defenses.
And the benefits people reported.
Smoother skin, way less irritation and redness, like Olivia found, and a definite reduction in body odor because you're tackling the bacteria causing it.
Makes sense.
The sources even say some people feel this overall boost in well-being, maybe more energy, better circulation, just feeling kind of lighter, fresher, maybe because that natural cleansing process is working better.
3 down, 2 left. Next. The nose. Okay, breathing happens automatically thousands of times a day, but intentionally cleaning your nose feels a bit odd.
It does seem strange, doesn't it? Because breathing is just there.
Yeah.
Around 20,000 breaths every day, we hardly think about it. But the sources describe the nose as your body's natural air filter,
right,
and also a built-in security system. It's designed to trap dust, pollen, pollutants, germs, all that stuff before it gets down into your lungs.
So if you neglect that filter,
it gets clogged up. Just like any filter, those tiny irritants build up, and the nose has to work harder. Airways can get inflamed, leading to that chronic stuffy feeling, maybe snoring, restless sleep.
Ah, the sleep connection.
Yeah. The material links poor nasal hygiene to more respiratory infections and maybe even less oxygen getting to the brain efficiently. Helen Carter's quote again. If the nose isn't working right, it affects the whole system. And, as we age, those natural defenses can slow down a bit, making nasal care potentially even more important.
Okay, I'm starting to see the logic.
Mm-hmm.
How does the source say we should actually maintain our noses?
You can start really simple, like just a gentle rinse in the morning. Splash some warm water around the nostrils when you wash your face.
Okay.
For a deeper clean, the source suggests things like a saline spray or even a neti pot. Those little teapot-looking things?
Yeah, I've seen those.
They flesh out the nasal passages.
Yeah.
People in the source material who used them described it as feeling like a literal breath of fresh air. Another thing is steam.
Steam.
Yeah, just breathing in steam from a warm shower or maybe leaning over a bowl of hot water carefully. Helps loosen mucus. You could add a drop of eucalyptus or peppermint oil too if you like that.
And there's a right way to blow your nose. I just kind of blow.
Apparently. Mm-hmm. The source says, don't blow super hard and don't pinch both nostrils shut at the same time.
Oh, I definitely do that sometimes.
Yeah, apparently it can create too much pressure, maybe push mucus deeper into your sinuses. The advice is gently clear one nostril at a time into a tissue and always wash your hands after. Always.
Good tip. What about nasal dryness? That can be annoying.
Especially with age, yeah. The skin inside can get dry, even crack. The source suggests just a tiny dab of a natural oil like coconut oil or vitamin E oil applied gently inside with a clean finger or a cotton swab. Just keeps things moisturized and comfortable.
The benefits they list sound really significant, especially for sleep quality.
They really do. Clearer breathing is the immediate one, obviously. Yeah. Less congestion, fewer sniffles, better airflow. And that translates directly into better sleep. Deeper, more restful. Because you're not fighting a stuffy nose or snoring as much.
Less snoring is always good.
Definitely. And better oxygen flow means less brain fog, maybe more alertness and energy during the day. The source mentions James, 69, who finally beat chronic congestion with a daily nasal routine. And Bella, 76, who went from waking up groggy to waking up refreshed. Fewer allergy issues too, potentially.
It's pretty amazing how optimizing just breathing can ripple out like that, affecting sleep, energy.
Really shows how everything's connected, even in places we don't usually think about cleaning.
Okay, number 5, the final body part on the sources list. And honestly, the one that surprised me the most, the belly button.
The belly button, yeah. It seems so small, right?
They're
Almost
so
insignificant, just a little dent. But the source material argues it's still, part of your skin, part of that whole interconnected system.
And apparently it can collect things, like lint.
It can. Like any little crevice, especially if you have an innie, it can gather up bacteria, sweat, dead skin cells, lint from clothes. This buildup can eventually lead to maybe a faint, musty smell. Jane, 78, in the source, mentioned noticing a smell she couldn't place. Turned out it was coming from there. It can also cause irritation or sometimes even an infection. And the source points out that age-related changes, hormones, meds, slower skin cell turnover can subtly affect body scent and skin health, maybe making this area more prone to issues if neglected.
So what's the recommended cleaning? Nothing complicated, I hope.
No, not at all. The source suggests just making it a quick, normal part of your daily shower. Just a simple cleanse with soap and water in there is usually enough to prevent buildup, keep it fresh, avoid discomfort.
Okay.
Jane, from the source, found the smell went away and the skin around it felt healthier just by adding that simple step.
What about piercings? Belly button piercings are pretty common.
Good question. The source actually addresses that specifically. Even if piercing is totally healed, it still needs some maintenance. The jewelry itself can trap buildup, and the hole is still a little pocket where stuff can collect. So the advice is gently clean around the jewelry with warm water and mild soap. And again, dry it really well afterward. Don't want moisture hanging around the piercing site. Keep an eye out for any redness or sensitivity too.
Are there any specific warning signs for the belly button we should look out for, like when to see a doctor?
Yes. The source says watch for persistent redness or irritation that just doesn't clear up with cleaning. Any weird discharge or itching could be bacterial, could be fungal, or any persistent pain, especially if you have a piercing history there.
Oh, okay.
And the material emphasizes, again, for people with conditions like diabetes or maybe a weakened immune system, even a tiny infection there could potentially become serious more quickly. So paying attention is key.
So even this little spot matters for just feeling clean and comfortable overall.
Yeah, it contributes to that overall sense of hygiene and prevents local issues. Like Jane's experience showed, it can make a noticeable difference to how you feel and the health of that little patch of skin.
Wow. Okay, from head to toe and right into the middle. That was quite an exploration of some surprisingly important spots we tend to ignore.
It really is pretty remarkable, isn't it? How the source material lays out that caring for these 5, seemingly minor, often forgotten parts, tongue, feet, armpits, nose, belly button, can actually have such a significant positive impact on health, hygiene, energy, even confidence.
Yeah, the takeaways feel really clear. Small habits, big results, fewer infections, less irritation, maybe better circulation, boosted immune health, and just feeling, well, fresher, cleaner, more energized.
And the great thing is how doable it all seems. The sources really stress these are simple, practical things. They don't take a lot of time, just a few minutes each day. But the potential payoff is pretty compelling. Small changes, big payoff.
That phrase, small changes, big payoff, especially for areas we might have overlooked for years, it really makes you think differently about your daily routine, doesn't it?
It definitely raises an interesting question for you, listening right now. If just a few minutes focusing on one of these overlooked spots could potentially ripple out and positively affect how you feel day to day, which one simple habit might you think about adding to your routine starting today? And what effect might that single change create?